Hello there, it's marcusdezza here. I am the author of a book for the guys. It's a 115-page book. The book is basically highlights the pitfalls, challenges and opportunities out there for the modern man. It's a bit of a crazy world out there, so yeah, the purpose of these videos and the book are to basically help you guys out there navigate the world as best you can. Please like and subscribe and comment about the videos that I make. That'd be greatly appreciated. Appreciate your support. There's also a link to my book and my email address if anyone wants to have any sort of consultation about life, women, careers, challenges at home. So those will be in the description below. Now today I want to talk about the former American Olympian swimmer, a gentleman called Ryan Lochte, who's married to a former Playboy model. That's a red flag, isn't it? A lady called Kayla Reid. So it's from the Mail Online, and I will go through this with you. We can talk about it. Ryan Lochte breaks silence on divorce from Playboy wife Kayla with emotional message. US Olympic icon Ryan Lochte has spoken out on Instagram over the influx of support he has received after it emerged he's getting divorced from his wife Kayla Reid. The couple announced the news on Wednesday, and speaking on social media, the 12-time Olympic medalist said it was rough going public with the split. That's what kind of happens when, you know, these people are sort of high profile. He's an athlete and she's obviously a former Playboy model. Okay. He continues, I just want to say thank you to everyone that wrote a message, reached out to me. Just open arms, he said in an Instagram video. It means a lot to me. Yesterday was a rough day for me, but like always in life, you've got to put one foot in front of the other and keep moving forward. So that's what I'm doing. The 40-year-old Lochte said he had been sent gifts by his second family, such as candy and a card. Thank you guys, I love you guys, he added. The couple have 3 kids together. Kayla announced the split on June the 4th, saying, I hold marriage in the highest regard, so this has been one of the most painful, revealing and challenging seasons of my life. I've been hesitant to share it until I could do so from a place of healing, not from fresh open wounds. Sometimes we face trials we didn't choose or see coming, and in those moments we're forced to make the hardest decisions to protect our peace, our children and our future. I've come to the understanding that saying isn't always the most loving decision someone can make. For me, leaving was an act of love for those around me and for myself. To be honest, I think it's a little bit selfish saying that, but there we go. The couple shares son Colden 7, daughter Liv 5 and nearly 2-year-old daughter Georgia. According to court records cited by People, Kayla Reid filed for divorce on March the 26th of this year. Lochte shared a statement himself saying, I want to take a moment to acknowledge what Kayla shared. This past year has brought major challenges for both of us as we've come to the very difficult decision to end our marriage. I'm deeply grateful for the life we've built together, especially for the love we share for our 3 children. Although this decision hasn't been easy, I believe it's the right step forward towards peace and well-being for both of us. I remain committed to healing, growth and co-parenting with care and respect as we move forward separately. The couple met in 2016 before getting engaged that same year in the fall. Lochte was also thrust in controversy during the 2016 Rio Olympic Games after he claimed that he and 3 teammates were robbed at gunpoint after a night out. It was later revealed that the armed men were actually security guards, and several details of Lochte's story proved to be fabricated. He was ultimately charged with submitting a false police report, but charges were later dismissed after he apologised. So, few things there to learn about. You know, it's unfortunate that these people are getting divorced. You know, from my own experience, the best thing that they can try and do, especially children involved, is to try and conclude things as soon as possible. That's the best thing that can happen, if that's possible at all. Okay, got to try and do what's best for your children as well, given the circumstances. Try and keep lawyers out of it as best you can to keep the cost down. However, there's other things we have to learn about this divorce, especially when it comes to Ryan Lochte. He is a former Olympian, okay? Now, the divorce rate in the Western world these days is approximately 50% of marriages end up in divorce. However, if you are an athlete, soccer player, rugby player, whatever, the chances of divorce are actually a lot higher. And the reason for that being is because these guys, they typically make decent money during their Olympic careers, or swimming careers, and then come retirement, their income drops. And you know, when money goes out the window, so does love. That's the reality. I think in the UK, it's incredible. It's like the 1 in 3 soccer players, football players, end up being bankrupt, which is another thing. But my point being is the divorce rate for athletes is a lot higher. And you know, another thing to add on to this is that these people, they are a famous couple, they're celebrities. You know, if you look back on the last like nearly 10 years of their profiles and that, they're out there on social media, they're very high profile. The chances of divorce for celebrities is higher compared to the average person. So that's one thing. Now, the other thing is this, is Kayla Reid is a former Playboy model, right? And this goes out to all these guys out there, right? And that is, the lesson learned from this is, do not date any of these Playboy models, OnlyFans, porn stars, escorts, dominatrix. Do not marry them. And the reason for that being is because there's a few things here, right? Is, you know, I have a lot of respect for these women, yeah? They do work hard. But here's the thing, is these women are typically a bit more promiscuous than the average woman. Okay, that's one thing. The other thing is, you know, look, their images. If you go on the internet and search for Kayla Reid Playboy, there's nude images of her. You know, family members are going to see that. Her kids are going to see that. You don't want to be married to a friggin' porn star, and for your kids to then see that their mum was out there in the nude. It's just, you know, they're going to get bullied in school and all sorts of nonsense. Yeah, so yeah, don't do that. Don't marry these sex workers. Well, okay, she wasn't a sex worker as such, but don't marry these adult stars, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So the result of this, the other thing I want to add on to that is, I'm not too sure how many guys that she might have slept with, but if she had a high body count, the problem is these women struggle with pair bonding with their men in the long term, so it's inevitable that they're going to break up. So, you know, if you look at all of this, it's just, you know, you could tell that statistically speaking, this marriage was not going to work. Okay, so you know, again, going back to the number of sexual partners that one woman might have had, the DNA of all these guys that she's been with will remain in her body, unfortunately. But you know, That's an unfortunate reality. The result is this for someone like Ryan Lochte is, unless he had a prenup, he's going to lose at least half of what he's got. But having said that, she might have brought her fair share of money to the marriage. But look, he's going to, assuming he was a breadwinner, he's going to lose at least half of what he's made. He's going to probably end up possibly paying spousal support, paying child support, and seeing less of his kids like he was before. Even worse than that, potentially. He might only see his kids every other weekend, subject to whatever agreement can be settled between the two partners in terms of access to the children. You really don't want another man bringing up your kids, and that's the reality for a lot of guys who get divorced. So you don't want that. So guys, the moral of the story is, if you're gonna marry someone, pick wisely. So there's quite a few red flags in that marriage. So, but I wish them, I hope for their own sanity and for the sake of their children, they can sort of conclude things thoroughly and quickly and avoid lawyers, because lawyers, especially in America, can be very, very, very expensive. They're the only winners from divorces a lot of the time. So there we go. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that video, and again, please like and subscribe, and hopefully be making some new content moving forward. So thanks again. Ciao for now. Bye bye.